So by adding a lot of processing, you get that typical reggaeton sound. Yo, what's up? And welcome to another video, and today I'm gonna show you how to create a reggaeton beat which is inspired by Tainy and Bad Bunny in FL Studio. So I hope you enjoy it. So first I'm gonna adjust the BPM for the reggaeton beat to 92. And let's just start off with Atmosphere. And I'm gonna use a Kalimba. So let's use the Coffee Can Kalimba main preset. And in this case I'm gonna select View and I'm gonna create this beat in E minor natural. And I'm starting off with this simple chord. Copy this one, the next chord. I'm gonna create a dark melody. So let's use this one again. Copy this one again. Move this one to the right. One note down. Copy this one. And move this one upwards. And we're now drawing some root notes. Use the B again. And maybe let's copy this part. One octave higher, this. And press Option S. And we're now let's strumize the velocity. Like this. Select Preserve and Accept. So I've played around with the melody for a while and right now it sounds like this. So I've added some processing, so a guitar rig, RC20, some halftime, an EQ, a delay, some compression, and reverb, and it sounds like this. So right now, let's add another element. So I'm gonna use the Mellotron 5. And I'm going to use the Strawberry Flute preset. And this is a preset which Tainy uses in a lot of his tracks. So I'm going to start off at this E. So maybe add some more notes. So add a B again. And for example, upwards to A. So I've added some effects to the flute. So I've added this EQ, a kickstart, a shaper box to create some stereo, a Saturn 2 to add some saturation, distortion, and a lot of reverb. And right now, just let's add a bass line. So I'm going to use the ARP. This one contains some pretty awesome bass lines for creating a reggaeton bass. Let's add this big sub. Just copy the root notes or the bass notes from the Kalimba progression, paste it into this one. Let's just add another random element. Let's add these air strings too. And I'm also using E. So by layering an element like this, you're adding some ambience and some dark vibes. So right now the Kalimba is missing some mid frequencies. So I'm gonna add contact. Let's use the hybrid keys. So I found this hybrid keys limbo preset. So I'm gonna copy these notes from the Kalimba into this one. Turn it down one octave. Like to delay and reverb on this one. Link it to another insert. And for example, link it to the Kalimba effects. That's fire. So right now I'm gonna add some drums. So I've just dragged in Shake Loop and I've selected some drums from a Tainy sample pack. So first, let's add the typical reggaeton rhythm. Just like this. 8 bar. So for example, in this case, turn off the bass line. I'm gonna add the kick every 4 bars. And I'm gonna add this hi-hat just to add another element. Great. So right now I'm gonna add the bass, which Tainy uses a lot in his beats. So I'm gonna select insert, and he also shows this in one of his tutorials, I think. So I'm gonna use the Mini V3, and he's also just using a preset. So select bass, and a bass you will use, and adjust this to 100 Hertz. So right now, adjust this to 3/4 of a step. And right now I'm just gonna draw in some notes in between. One octave lower and 8 bars. Maybe reduce the frequency cutoff 80 Hertz. Then I'm adding the shaker. Just adds this little spark to the drums and fills up the empty spaces. And also let's add some texture. So stretch the sample, use just this part and reduce the volume. So that's it when it comes to creating other elements. And right now I'm going to create the final beat and show you the final arrangement. The final outcome of this beat is fire. So I've added some more elements. So I've added a vocal sample, this one from Arcade, and I'm using this Never Alone preset with a lot of processing. I've also added some simple sweep up and down effects, and I've also created this drums bus with some reverb, 2 EQs, and a Saturn 2 to create like this ambient drum loop. Just showing this part of the band frequency. And I've automated those elements using these automations. So the outcome is pretty awesome, so we're gonna have a listen right now. As you can hear, I've also automated Kalimba, the halftime. Also added a kickstart to the flute. So it's also side chaining. Half a step. Bassline coming in with some more low frequencies, also the vocal. Selena coming in. this one. Also the kick. Just to create some switch ups. Flute coming in. Vocal coming in again. Contact coming in. Coming in again, all the elements. And the outro, just the bass part. Also added the reverb to the drums again. And that's it for this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching this tutorial. Make sure to leave it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Also make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and I hope to see you in one of my next tutorials.